Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Mike.
This is Mike.
What you up to?
Not much, man.
Oh, hey, send me that video if you get a chance.
Oh, which one?
Or something, information on that thing, because I told them I was trying to get you paid some to come out. I see what we can do to get you.
The 360. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, they love the idea. They were just kind of curious. I was trying to explain it to them. So
I sure will. Say, hey, any word on the MacBook?
Huh? Oh yeah, I've got to go. I couldn't find the screen downstairs yesterday, but I was gonna go look. I'll go look this afternoon in the here in a little bit on the what do you call it? I'll go look at in my storage area. Tired. I just woke up.
I woke up a little while ago.
Where's Drew? He's not on this one today.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be on here. Yeah, he's the main one on this one.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I was gonna see. Like, you think if we were to get you like $500 or $700 or $50, something like that, you think it'd be worth your time coming down and doing it? If plus we give you the full marketing package and everything for free.
I won't be able to do.
How much do you think it'd be? Or how much is it usually per day for that one?
What, for the 360? I charge. You go to our website. It's $1,900 for 2 hours.
Okay.
$1,900 for 2 hours, or $2,400 for 4 hours.
Okay.
How long did y'all want to? How long is the event or whatnot?
Well, you could be there for 2 hours. Doesn't matter.
But how long is the event in general?
It's all day.
It's all day. I mean, dude, I can do it. I can do it for you for. So what time to what time? I don't know. I could be more than there 4 hours. You know what I mean? You could just pay the 2 hour cost. You know what I mean? I'll be more than there. I could be there for 5-6 hours. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm gonna be there. Put it this way: if I'm gonna travel, I'm gonna make it worth it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get them to.
Look, why don't you get sponsors? That's what I do. Whenever I have like okay,
we have some, but so far we only have $4,000 in sponsors, and out of that we have $630 left of that for after paying for everything. So I'm trying to get some sponsors right now.
Okay. What? All right. So I could reach out to some people.
Let me see. I'll send you the little information on it, and let me see.
Yeah, I never got the info on it.
Yeah, I need to send that over. I'm sorry, I screwed that up. I just been so busy trying to keep up with things.
Dude, I completely understand, man. I'm thinking about opening up another business out here, just checking out property and stuff. So.
Yeah, I just got care of this building. Just is killing me right now on the other side, because I've got that whole other side still sitting empty. And so, like, all my revenue is just going to pay that to sit empty every month. Just like kicking my ass. So
I bet you don't rent it out to anybody?
I've been trying. I've got one renter. That's it. And so it's like $7,000 a month down the toilet.
And like that they will pay, or that you pay?
No, that I'm paying $7,000 a month for that's empty right now.
All right.
Sucks, but it's my own stupidity on that one. So shit happens. I had my business partner and stuff with me at the time, and so the reason we did it, and then it turned out one business partner was doing stupid stuff, and another one was embezzling from me, and so now I'm stuck with our plans we had, but with just me. So.
Man, that's so sad, man. It's sad, man, how sometimes you can't trust certain people. You know what I mean?
And yeah, one was like a brother to me, and the COVID just like made him go super desperate.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. You know, money isn't everything, man. Money is not everything. That's what I learned.
No, I agree. That's why I'm in my electronics lab today. I'm usually not upstairs.
Yeah, it's good to make money, but money, doing the wrong way like that,
it's not worth it.
That's exactly what happened to me with my with one of my ex business partners too. I had a scrub store, and something happened, and she ended up stealing all this money. You know what I mean? And it was crazy, dude. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? Just give me this. You know, I had to file, you know, a police report and stuff like that, you know, and I ended up getting half of my stuff back and half the money back, but that's not the point, you know.
I didn't get my money back. I filed the police report for everything else, nothing. They even did.
I mean, dude,
I agreed not to press charges in exchange for
I had to because, you know, I had to. I the way I see it is I had to, you know, she stole money from me. You know what I mean? I had to make a claim. I had to. I mean, it sucks, you know. But $200 something thousand is a lot of money.
Oh.
You know, $300,000 worth of inventory is a lot of money. You know, so it's like, but you know, it's all good. I got some of the money back and I invested it, and now I'm doing this, and now I'm looking for something else to invest now. You know.
Yep.
What happened,
hey, Drew? I had to log in to see my Loki. We should do it and catch up with Mike. We got an event coming up. I was gonna try to rent one of his booths from him. Oh man, I'm in my lab. I'm usually never up in my lab.
Yeah, I noticed it's your like clean area.
Yeah, I have
not the dirty workshop.
I'll be honest, I've been cleaning it the last 2 days.
Well, I mean, it's like electronic clean. It's like clean.
It's never gonna be clean perfectly, but I've been trying to get. We're designing. We're working on this one I can talk a little bit about because we have a patent. But I actually been 3D printing some of the parts. I 3D printed the main test components initially with the MakerMade with M300.
Yeah, sweet.
Where are you at? You at home?
No, this is my workshop. Yeah, so I'm at home.
Awesome.
Yeah. Here, let me plug my camera in and I'll show you.
Yeah.
Let me plug my camera in.
I'm used to seeing your little one on the wall.
Yeah, Drew went up there and he upgraded.
Yeah.
Hey, have y'all heard of Drew? Have you heard of a called Open? What was it, dude? Open.
Open source.
No.
Open what?
Buildinginabox.org, and they're actually out of Arkansas.
Really? There's some cool stuff out of Arkansas.
Building in a box in Arkansas, and I'm actually looking at it, and I'm looking at because I saw a video, and there's a guy that built like a big old shed like in one day. You know what I mean? It's all prefabricated stuff. Yeah, and then it's actually kind of inexpensive, man. What you paid for your little shop, you can probably get like twice as big as yours.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, mine was everything I needed. So like when it was all said and done, and it came on a pallet, like they delivered the pallet to my house.
Yeah, they deliver everything. Everything gets delivered to you.
It was fun to build a building. I'd never done that before. So here we go.
I have a little one out back that I put for the welding stuff. I bought one of those little $300 ones from Home Depot. And it was a nightmare to build. It's just a cheap little metal. Oh man, you got it like all stout set up.
Yeah, so I got my wood storage up there, and then got my M2 over here.
Oh, so that's a good size. That's like a 20. What is that? 20 by 20 or 20 by 10?
16 by 12. So then, yeah, I got all my 3D printing stuff. I was working on my printer yesterday, and my computer, which I'm in the process of turning on. My AC, which is a must in Arkansas. And, my workbench over there, and then back here I have my 3D printers, but I turned the light off because it's really bright. But back here is the shelf with all my printers on it.
Yeah. I like it super light. If you look up here, like I have all my, what do you call it? Like my benches, I have all I replaced everything with LEDs. So I could do my like lighting above, stuff like that. But yeah, that's cool, man. I like those workshops. And the nice thing is that shed you have too, you can easily insulate it if you wanted it too, because it's already set up to do insulation. You know what I mean?
I've been thinking about that. Like, I don't know if I need to or not. I don't know. I haven't really.
I'll be honest. I had one like that when I lived over in Austin, and I think it was the exact same size, 16 by 12, and I put an AC unit in the side, and I was going to insulate it, and I ended up never insulating it.
Yeah.
But one of my buddies did one. He just put insulation, cheap roll-up insulation, and then instead of using like drywall, what he did is use the shower backer boards because it was a lot cheaper. I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
That's
because you don't really need. Yeah.
Hey, because so the AC, when I have it on, it's off right now and it's fine in here. But it cools down this whole thing in like 10 minutes. And then I have a tiny little space heater that's down here with my chop saw and stuff, and that works. And then I put this window in too, which is kind of hard to see. So I got a window from the Restore, and that opens so I can let
I love that door.
air. So
where'd you get that door?
That's a window.
Oh.
Yeah, so I installed that window in the wall. My door's right here. They're like big double doors.
Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's been awesome because I can open that and like let the breeze come in. I'm probably gonna open it here in a second. And then the airflow comes through, and then I'm gonna put another one up here above me so I can get like skylight. Basically, I have it down here on the floor. I just haven't got around to putting it in. So
that's one thing I wish I would have put in that other shed that I had. I put the window in, but I never put a window in. I should have put a window in that damn thing.
What's like
don't forget.
Hey,
don't forget, man. When you move, you're gonna have to move that shed, or you're gonna leave it there.
I don't know what I'm gonna do when I move.
You have to leave it. I had to leave mine. It was too expensive to move it. It was by the time I did it, it was just easier because I had poured a foundation for it and everything.
So I haven't done that. So this is.
Did you put it on the cinder blocks?
Yeah, I put it on gravel and cinder. So I flattened it with gravel and then put it on cinder and then put the giant 4x4 beams across it. So like it's possible to move it.
Yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have poured a slab for it. I should just put it on cinder blocks, but it was still expensive to have it moved. They could have moved it. It just would have left a slab, but it was gonna be like $1,500 to have somebody move it.
That's what I'm thinking too, because they would have to pull around. It's hilly around here, so they would have to like pull around it. So I don't know. I'm gonna I'll see when it comes to time for that.
It adds value to your house, though. That's one of the things one of the buyers that bought our house. Were super excited about the shed. So
I rent. But I know the landlord is like a family.
Oh
friend.
yeah. The other thing to do too is you break down pieces again.
Yeah, I did use screws. So if I wanted to do that, I could.
Perfect. Yeah.
But I don't know. It'll be like the cost benefit of me moving it. But I mean, it is pretty sweet. So
well, if you use screws, it's like a day to take it apart. It's just actually taking it apart sometimes a lot faster than putting them together.
It's just like I'd have to take all the tin off or the aluminum because I did the roof in aluminum, so it wouldn't be shingles.
Oh wow, you did aluminum roof?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so the little like really thin like 16-inch like aluminum things that you like patios and stuff, and it was really easy to do. And because I didn't want to shingle it, I didn't want to deal with doing shingles because so yeah, like put the underlayment down and did that. So like that'd probably be the hardest part to take off, and then I could probably take this whole thing apart. But I'd probably have to rent like a flatbed trailer or something to put it all on.
Yeah.
To like take all the walls apart. It would be quite a fucking ordeal.
Call Chris and make him get his flatbed over there and haul that thing for you.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
How's it been going?
It's been going all right. Yeah. Been staying busy. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just waking up. I was like, I want to be able to call. I haven't seen y'all a bit.
Yeah, well, we're dealing. There's one weird thing that's popping up. I mean, yeah, we can pick your brain about it a little bit too. That Chris and I have trying to been figuring out, and it happens like randomly, and it's not on every printer. But some printers will get like some of them will just start doing it, and other ones won't. But it'll start doing like Z wobble, and start showing like really defined like edges as it's going up. And we've
done that twice.
Yours has done that. So it's like tried the like, of course, making sure everything's tight and making sure that all that's good, like the bed and the lead screws and all that kind of stuff. And then like reset the PID settings to see if it had something to do with the acceleration of the nozzle. Messed with the lead screws to see if it was like the lead screws themselves were bent. Made sure that like all the connectors and stuff were tight. Tried. The only thing I haven't tried yet is streaming without the Pi to see if it was a G-code error, but I don't think it's a G-code error. I think it's something mechanical. But did you figure out what was causing it?
You know what's interesting? Now that you say that, because there's a few times I've done it through the Pi, and there's a few times where I've done it just straight through USB without doing any,
Yeah.
I've just used the slicer that put it. It's I know it's still technically kind of using a pie, but there's times where if I've actually sliced it using the pie and streamed it through the pie, I can't remember if that was the times I did it.
Yeah, so it's like, then these look better. I mean, it's not terrible. You probably can't even see it on the camera, but it's enough to where if you rub your finger across it, you can feel the ridges.
Yeah, that's
Always
what happened.
Defined levels, and it's not on every printer because I thought it was like bent lead screws, or maybe that the Z's were off because they split the same connector on the MKS board. So I was thinking maybe that it could be the stepper driver. So we've tried different stepper drivers. I've played around with different tunings of the driver too to see if maybe
Is it doing it every time or just every now and
then? So mine wasn't doing it, and then it started doing it, and now it's doing it all the time. But it doesn't do it as much. It does a little on straight areas. It's more on like curved areas. So like this is our laser mount. So
what's interesting. So the 2 times it did it on me, it was round things.
Yeah.
But it did it twice, but then I reprinted something and it didn't do it again.
I didn't do it. Okay.
And then I had another thing the other day because we're testing a magnetic resonance space thruster, which is kind of cool actually. But
Okay.
I had to do it out of resin though because we had to get it to really high temperature. So I did a model on the Maker Made, like a big scale model on the Maker Made, and then I had to do a resin one to be able to handle 500 degrees Celsius. But what do you call it? Because it's round, and one of the shells was doing that.
It's usually like big prints. Like this is like 9 hours, so it's usually on stuff that's like hours, and it doesn't do it usually at the beginning, but then it starts doing it. And you can see it's like defined at different levels. Like it's the same increments all the way up.
All right, sorry. What were y'all talking about right now, Drew? Because I stepped away real quick.
Oh, it's fine.
Like,
So
I'm gonna grab a drink quick.
On some of the printers, and it's randomly, it's not on all of them. On round prints, it will start doing ridges and create ridges on rounded areas. Has your printer done that? Or it's not flat on the surface like it should be. And sometimes it's more defined, like this one is more defined on the front and back. Like it's like it could be the Y than it is on the X. So like it's smoother on this side of the circle than it is on the front side.
On the front side.
But then on the top, it's almost completely smooth. But
it's only on circles.
It does it a little bit on these flat edges. But I've tried like switching out different gantries. I've tried tightening stuff. I've tried different. I'm pretty sure it's not the print settings itself because I know it's not the print settings itself because I've used the same settings that have like been barely modified on the M300 and on like a clone, like a CR10 clone. So I know it's not the settings, but the only thing that I can think of is like I thought it might have been that something was loose, like these were loose right here,
like that.
Like these were loose, so I've tried these tighter and looser to see if it was Z binding. I've done all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
no, I don't think it's that though, because mine it only did like a certain part of the print. It only did it for a little while in the print. And so it didn't start and then continue doing it. It did it for like 1 inch of the print and then it stopped.
And I was thinking maybe does it need a bearing on top? Like that's something that I thought too, is like maybe the lead screw is wiggling around too much and it needs a bearing on top to keep it straight, to keep it from like wiggling back and forth.
That may be. I wonder if that is, because I noticed that a lot of. I was trying to see if I forget I'm not in my printing lab, but I think a bunch of my other ones, like my Crealis and all that, have bearing on top too.
So my older one, I have an A31, which is a CR10, basically a white label CR10, and it doesn't have a bearing on top. But then I have like this one. I don't know. It's like my smaller printer. It doesn't need to have that because the lead screw is really long. The only thing I can think of is it would be wiggling by the same. It's not random. It's repeatable, whatever it is, because it's the same like going up and down. So like Mike, if you take your laser mount out, see if the sides of it are smooth. If you don't mind taking it out.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get a.
Is that y'all's new laser mount?
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. So it fits right in the clamp.
Perfect. And are you using the Z then?
So you set the Z height with the little like 1/8 inch thing that comes with the JTAC, and then you're set. So
that's smart.
Yeah, and then we figured that doing that was easier than having to try to take the
attached to the plate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when we were originally talking about, I was like thinking about that, and I was like,
yeah. So I think the mountain's the.
Have y'all had a couple people set it up yet? I haven't had a chance to play with mine yet. More since we did testing last.
Me neither.
I haven't had a chance to. Anything.
Mike, have you fired yours off?
He's running, checking into the thing, but I did a few prints. I did a few laser. I have a few engraving things I did in there just for fun.
That Raspberry Pi was cool.
Yeah. It did good. So I did 2 passes on that, and it went right back over perfectly.
I'm working on designing a bike rack for my bikes, and I want to laser etch like on the edges of it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So I'm gonna be hooking it up here, and I have a laser here. I just been so busy with 3D printing and sales and stuff that.
Which late? Oh, you have the JTAC.
Yeah, the 2.8.
It's funny. We spent like 2 weeks trying to figure out why the hell we couldn't get that laser part, and I was just doing it to pull up resistor on the 12. I was like,
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I haven't seen anybody in the owners group with it set up, but we've sold. Like we shipped the pre-order ones, and we sold several this past.
How much y'all end up? Can you tell me? Can you say how many pre-ordered or no?
I think it was like 14.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it was good. I think it was like 14 or 15, something like that.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure that was it. And then we've sold several this week too.
That's awesome.
Because this
then now Makerverse is set up for it too.
Yeah, and there's a new like bug fix I guess Chris is working on, because you have to add some laser codes to Makerverse.
Yeah, you have to set the 31. Well, no, I thought you said 31 is now in the thing.
Yeah, and it's like it is that it's something. It's like 30.
That's 31.
And then like something equals 100. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, that was it was 29 and 30 were our maximum values, and 31 was the laser enable. S31 was the laser enable.
So is it smooth, Mike? I can't really tell.
No, a little bit.
So
it has those little lines, but it's still.
You had a wobble, I think. So those lines, are they perfectly straight? Are they perfectly perpendicular?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's good. What about when you go this way? Like rub your finger up and down. Do you feel
it's smooth up and down?
Does it have it's smooth? Okay, that's good. See, it's not on everything. I don't know. It's so bizarre.
That's what sucks too. So we ordered 5. I think we did a block of 10,000 scooters, and I had a batch that had a GPS. It was weird. It was giving us a GPS signal issue with our back. And I was like, we couldn't figure out, and it was just randomly doing with them. It was like one of those fucking cricket machines that just like, you know what I mean, the whole chirpanoiatron thing. So I was like, we had 700 of them doing it. I was like, really? We had to the technicians pulling in, and it took us 2 months to finally figure it out. And it was a firmware issue they'd done with manufacturer out Shenzhen.
Yeah, that's what it's random though. Like it's not every printer, and I haven't had any customers talk about it. No one has said anything to me about it. So I don't think it's that common.
I actually thought when I saw it for a second, I was like, maybe I did put the magnetic bed down. And if you don't put the magnetic bed down right at the side time, they can slip a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe it was a magnetic bed. I was like, I just heard you slapped it on there, and I didn't make sure I wiggle the distance spot.
And I thought maybe the belts were loose because it was, as it's hopping up, because it's like, it's just weird that it's such like an in and out pattern.
I wonder if it's too tight and you're popping, because sometimes they'll pop a little bit. You have and so it's just like and causing a jump. It's maybe doing
like
that. The belt may be too. The Z may be too tight or something.
Well, they're lead screws with couplers.
No, not the Z, the X and Y, because you're. Oh no, because you're having a Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Z.
And it's definitely more defined on like those ridges. Because
Is
like
it the
on the
layer?
back surface,
Oh.
I don't know. It's weird.
That is weird. But I know I was gonna tell you. So I set you up. I need to see that stuff for that event we have coming up, the innovation thing of city. And so I was gonna say, if you have 100 extra, huh?
I didn't get that.
No, I need to send it. I meant to send it to Mike too. That's just trying to get Mike out too, because I'll send you the sponsor information. You don't have to sponsor, but I was gonna tell you, if you'll have 100 thumb drives, throw it in there, but put the STEM stuff on there. It's coming up like August 4th, and I'm gonna put you all in all the swag bags, and I'm putting y'all's logo on the shirts, the innovation shirts.
We might have enough drives to do that. I think we've got a lot of drives left over.
Even if it's the old ones, I don't care. I just want to put some stuff for the STEM and for. Do they have information on like? Do y'all have like like documents on there about like marketing material in them?
Yeah, we could put.
I can put them on there for you.
Yeah. We have like sales flyers and stuff that we could stick on there.
Perfect. And if you have stuff you want to send me, like a stack of flyers too, I'll put those in the gift bags.
Probably not that. I don't think we have flyers, but yeah, we could probably do jump drives. We've got a lot of jump drives.
I'll send you. I'll send you stuff, and I'm putting it on the shirt. I'm gonna do some other stuff, just like the team. And so, but yeah, if you can get me, I think it's 97 we need total. I'll put them in there and make sure we get them all to everybody. I'll see you spot. I have a sponsor form and all that stuff like that. But don't worry about you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah. I'll still put it on there because. Oh. Okay.
But I mean, what have you seen that before in any other 3D printers? Like,
no, I have because I have. Hey, hang on a second. I'm gonna hop off, and I'm gonna hop back on. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch Zoom machines real quick and switch to my downstairs one. I'll be right back. I'll hop back on.
Okay. What'd you say, Mike?
Oh no, I was talking to Drew. Drew just to send me that information for the.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to both of y'all here in a second.
Yeah, I'll forward it to you.
Let me go downstairs real quick. I'll jump right back on. I'm just gonna switch things.
Okay. Yeah, Mike, is it flat on the flat parts?
Yeah.
Are there any bumps at all? Because it should be perfectly smooth and flat all the way around.
On the flat part, yeah, it's smooth all the way around.
X, Y, and Z.
Actually, no, not really.
It's not.
The lines.
Yeah, I see a little bit of lines right there. But those lines are up and down. But at the corners, it's flat all the way up.
Yeah, the corners is flat. It's flat.
Yeah. I mean, that one looks pretty good. Yours is going good.
Line, but that's it.
That right there. Yeah, so that's weird. It shouldn't have that.
It shouldn't have this white line. See, I don't know I don't know too much about a 3D printer. That's why I guess I wouldn't complain. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I don't know too much. Now, if I had like 3 or 4 different printers and I knew this one, hey, why does this one print like this and this one doesn't print like what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what about all those lines right there?
What lines? On the top?
Like in the middle, like I'm trying to like right here, like in the.
Yeah, if it's defined, like if it sticks out, it should be smooth. But if it sticks out, it's kind of hard to tell on this one. You can kind of see if I get the light in it just right, that there's a defined line right here.
Yeah.
I'm like just at my wit's end about what this could be. I've tried so many different things.
Hey, Drew, do you have extra? Do you have any extra of this stuff? Of these and a chain you can send me. I want to because I want to do my lives and it's rusted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm outside. So
you need an 11 foot.
Huh? Yeah, it's 11-foot chain.
Yeah.
11-foot chain.
Send me a Slack me that so I remember. I'm gonna go to the shop today and I'll send you one. Slack me that.
Cool. Yeah, because that's really all I need. I just need and the bolts, of course. You know what I mean? Everything else is good.
Have you gotten the laser set up?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just waiting for the resistor, so it should be here today.
Okay, cool.
I'm excited though.
Yeah, sweet.
'Cause I'm gonna start doing a lot of lasers.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of demos for lasers. There's a bunch of people that signed up.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna start doing a lot of these demos.
Yeah. So,
So
it'll be awesome.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I talked to somebody that wants to do. They're doing like fake tree slabs out of resin, and they're looking at getting some M2s to do that. So I was talking to them about it, which is pretty cool. Just the ability to make some giant furniture. And yeah, I'm working on the video too for the frame. But it's hard to have enough time to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is such a weird thing. It's so bizarre. It's got to be. It's something that's repeatable.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go out there with Drew
Oh yeah, for that conference.
for the conference. Yeah, I think they're gonna sponsor us, so they're gonna pay for us to go out there.
Dude, that'd be rad. Yeah.
And so.
What were you saying at the beginning? Did you get robbed, Mike?
The what?
What were you saying at the beginning? Did you get?
Oh, my ex-business partner, man.
Oh, he ripped you off.
It was a girl that I was dating, kind of her way. So it kind of went sour.
Yikes! Yeah.
It is what it is, though. You know, the good thing is that I got half of what I was mine.
Yeah.
Well, the scary thing is what really got us was what got me, because like the Dale thing, like, wasn't a big deal. The big problem was we had some people that renters on the other side. Some of his friends were renting, and he kept partying with them and stuff like that. And they had trashed the place and everything else. So I kicked them out. But before that, they had offered one of our high school kids, one of my high school kids, drugs, literally cocaine. And I found he didn't tell me. He didn't say anything to me.
Yeah.
And then I found out like a day later, and I flipped out because my kids told me. They're like, hey. And so I was like, so I flipped out. I was like, they're done. I kicked them out immediately, locked them out. Like, they're never allowed on the property again. I filed a police report.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next day, I see the security cameras like 10 o'clock at night. Dale's over here partying with them.
After you told him they're not supposed to be there. Yeah.
After he knew, he hid. First of all, he hid they were offering drugs. And I was like, dude, you're setting us up for fucking shit show, dude. And not only that, I was like, be glad I wasn't here when that happened. They would have been in serious trouble. Like, so it's like, anyway, so he was making decisions on top of everything else. Yeah. It was just like, it was just bad stuff that was going to cause all kinds of problems. So it's like, my wife's like, you got to lock him out immediately. You got to lock Dale out immediately and figure this out.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, I remember talking to you about it and going through that. Yeah.
So that was because I'd actually caught him on the other stuff like 3 times, and I just like I knew he was having a hard time. So I was like, okay, fine. I'd kind of let the thing slide, but the drug thing was like, it's just like, no, dude, I don't want any of that anywhere near here.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
For underage kids and interns that are working there and stuff. Like,
luckily, they all have good tats on the shoulder, because the ones that don't make it here, they like, the ones, but yeah, and I have, my kids are here, but I don't know. It was just, that's part of the reason why too. I was like with y'all, I was like, yeah, be careful, because you don't want him going setting up at some stem. He was hanging out with some people that like should not be hanging around, and just didn't want involved. So.
All right, so tell me a little bit more about that thing that you're going to go to.
Oh, so it's Leadership San Antonio. So if you look like Dallas, New York, Los Angeles, they're the greater chambers for the major cities in the United States. They put on a leadership program, and every year they select 50 people. And it's like it's a big process to get into leadership programs. And so, like, if you look at the mayor of San Antonio or the mayor, they're all like, they've all been through one of the leadership programs. And so it's a year program, and you work with different leaders. Like for our day, the director of SpaceX is coming out to meet with us and work with us, and we have. So you have different executives. So we get on different. Like I'm part of the innovation and mobility committee because that's top four here. So and so we meet with different people. Say, hey, this is what the city needs to do to help improve the city. So our goal is to help drive different things like for innovation. So then at the each team, so of those 50 people, we break up the teams of like 5 to 6, and we do a day. So one day, our teams of 8, and then so one day a month, everybody gets together and we have a full day where we host an event where we talk, like our day is going to be about mobility and innovation. And so we're doing it at the Redberry Estate, which is this big fancy place in the SWIRI, Southwest Research Institute. And so, and what we do is we have like all the different executives from the major corporations, all the different like city leaders and stuff like that come out, and we present different things to them. Like, hey, so here's what you do transportation. Here's the future. Like the CEO of the airport's gonna be out because there's stuff we're doing at the airport, and so there's different things. So it's just a showcase. Here's what's going on, stuff like that. Here's different things we need to do to improve things in the city, and so. That's pretty much what it is. But the nice thing is so usually it's interesting because they usually do, so it's usually a 1-year program, 1 year program, and then after that you're probably Luminat. It makes you, if you want to be a key political player in like major cities, it's critical. But which I really don't give a shit. I'm the one guy that's like not anymore. But it's, what do you call it? It's for me. It's like it's like big corporations. It's usually like the sponsorship package is like $25,000 for the day for like to get your logos and to get like to present stuff like that. And so like one of my rules was like, hey, you know, I want to promote some cool small businesses, some other things like that I love, and so. There's some things we're doing for ours where like it's part of my requirement is I want to be able to handpick some companies that I really want to promote, and they're like, that's fine. And so, but yeah, I'll send you the little thing on it. But
I'm ready to start. I'm getting you a pink drink.
Yeah. Oh, they do? Yay! So I'm getting a pink drink from Starbucks, my favorite. A Trinity? Yay! My wife's going to Starbucks. She literally hates, but so it's cool. It's neat. It's good, like there's things like it's been helpful to us. Like there was things like when COVID first broke out, like we volunteering to do the ventilators and do face shields, printing face shields. We printed 10,000 face shields when COVID broke out and donated them all. And so there was things where I couldn't afford. Like obviously, I couldn't afford certain things. Then we shut down production, and like the LSA team, the LSA members, and there's some rich people. There's like McCombs and family. Like on my team, there's a couple people that are pretty close to billionaires, and so which has been nice. They've sponsored some stuff, but there's rules on how they can sponsor though, so they have to be like it's they can't be buying political grace, stuff like that. But it's interesting.
Is it for like politicians and business leaders to get together? Is that kind of what it is? That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, if you look up the leadership program, I'll send you the information up. If you look up leadership programs like Leadership New York or Leadership San Antonio, you'll see kind of the information on it. And it's like you have to get selected. So they usually have like a couple hundred applicants a year, and then they select down to 50 of them, and then so they do an interview process and all that stuff like that. And then it's a $3,500 fee to join, and then you've got to make it through the program, and you have to be there. Like you have to be at all meetings. If you miss any meetings or anything like that, you're kicked out immediately.
Yeah, we did like a startup accelerator But that doesn't really sound like that.
No, it's not. It's not for creative business. Like most of the people in here have the program have well-established businesses and stuff like that. It's just they're high executives in companies. It's just it's to be able to be part of different initiatives. It's a good way. Like most like the people that are usually go through, I'll say, end up on our leadership programs, end up on the boards, like the city boards and things like that. Or like I said, right now, all our senior council, every single city council member, and our mayor and our city manager, and everybody, had done leadership program within the last 10 years, and so it just gives you connections and a lot of pull. And there's things like right now, like my greater chamber membership here is like $5,000 a year. I couldn't afford. I just can't spend that right now. It's super expensive, and so
a couple $100. But I mean, we're a smaller region, but yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we have like 5 chambers. We have the Hispanic chamber, we have the greater chamber, and it's so there's a membership that's like 2,500, then 5,000 like that for the chamber. And I was like, it's funny. My wife was in leadership San Antonio years ago, like 10 years ago, and she's the one that talked me into doing the program. And anyway, she's the CEO of the Greater Chamber is good friends with her, and so I was telling him, I was like, they were calling. I'm like, hey, I just can't do it right now. Like we got hit I've been hit so many different ways. And he's like, no problem. He's like, and they called me the next day, like, the CEO said just to go ahead and take care of you. We're not going to charge you all for the membership. We're going to give it to you for this year to help you out. And so and stuff like that. So there's been some good things for it. Saved our money.
Like, will there be like school leaders and like businesses that would be interested in the M2 and 3D printing and stuff there?
Yes, so that's what I'm excited about. That's why I want to make sure y'all are in there. And so like that's I think there's the CTO of the school district, several of the superintendents, or the IT director of VIA, who they have via our transportation system. And Steve's actually a good friend, the CEO of or the CTO of the transportation. VIA is a big national company. They do the buses and stuff for a lot of cities. But I've been trying to get them. They have 3D printers and stuff in their test facilities. Like, you need to buy some M300s. Come on. I was like, I've been trying to push them to buy Maker Made so bad. I told him for some of the panels when they do some of the testing and stuff, it's like, I've been trying to get him to buy, because he came by a couple months ago and was hanging out. And so I was like, you got to buy. I've been trying to get him to get an M2. So I was like, it's like, come on, y'all cut panels real quick and everything else. Because right now they're sending them off, like the big panels and stuff, when they're doing test stuff. I was like, get one for y'all's lab. He's like, because they didn't want to buy a shop lot or anything like that. It like takes too much room. It's just not like they have the money. I mean, it's a $1 billion company, but it's just they're like, yeah, if they're the lab, they're like, I was like, and he's like, oh, the M2 would be pretty cool. I'm like, yes, come on. So I've been trying to. It's not funny, but no, it's kind of cool. I'll send you our little sponsorship form. I didn't write it, obviously, but one of our team members did. Who's she's the development director for the Whitty Museum. So, yeah.
So
the museum. So the child.
I'll be out there. I'll take my Maker Made shirt out with me.
So I'm trying to get a budget for it right now. With COVID changed everything. So usually they raise like $50,000 per day for the day to like do different programs and do different information, and I just refused this year. I was like, last year we ended up going virtual, and this year we're doing live again or in person again. But because it's usually a 1-year program, but we kind of screwed up last year, so we did a 2-year. But I was like, I'm not asking. I just think it's stupid. Even if we have some big corporate sponsors. I'm like, I'm not asking a corporate sponsor for $20,000 so we can set up fancy things. Like, it's stupid. I'd rather that money go to other things to help the community. So like, I refuse, guys. I was like, I'm not. And so, anyways, I don't like seeing glamorous corporate things when other people are hurting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some purposes to some of things like that. I mean, it's not like they're all bad, but yeah.
There's lots of other benefits that they could do for that, for sure.
Yeah. And that's so for me, I was like, I want to focus on some cool businesses and stuff like that and see. And so I think for education, y'all are perfect because honestly, y'all are half the price for y'all's market. Y'all are half the price, and y'all have better functionality than the MakerBot. The MakerBots are fucking nightmare. And so I finally figured out why some of the experience. You know what I realized was going on with a lot of the MakerBots we had, the newer ones with that stupid smart extruder, was this. Where is that damn thing? Okay. Well, it helped if I actually disconnected the filament. All right. Oh, yeah. Nice. I have so many scissors, except for when I need them for snips.
This camera's so weird how it follows you around.
I know. The other thing I meant to send you, I have one of these sets for you, the Elmos, the really fancy.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that Elmo.
Yeah, I'm gonna mail that to you because you'll love that. I'll mail it to you personally, just so you have it for you, Drew, and then I'll get you one mic that you'll use for things. But dude, this thing is badass. Like, it's so awesome. But yeah, this is just the Facebook portal.
Yeah.
So I'm using it as so most of the extrudes I've seen, this one pin right here sticks in. So I had people give me a bunch of the extruders for these damn MakerBots.
Yeah.
And every single one that they said was bad was that one pin right there was jammed inside.
Oh, because they move. Yeah.
Yep, they're spring loaded. And so as soon as I unjam them, all extruders were good. And so simple things like that, but it sucks for schools because the teachers and stuff don't know stuff like that. And the MakerBot doesn't really help them with stuff like that. They just tell them to buy a new extruder.
Right.
And so it's like, y'all are, and then not only that, like if you want to teach kids things, 3D printers are amazing because really, if you learn 3D printers, how 3D printers work and the functionality of them, you know, seeing, you know, it's just pretty much
the robots. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a robot. Like I say, so I just think, and yours are perfect because in a lot of ways, it's all open source. So you're incorporating Raspberry Pi, and there's things they can do with it. I just think it's so much better because then a closed ecosystem like the MakerBot for STEM. I just think I think that's where y'all are primed for. It's just, because it's hard. Like 5 to 7 years ago, acquisition plays were awesome in 3D printers. If you started a 3D printing company 5 to 7 years ago, man, they were getting bought up left and right.
I did do that.
Yeah. And so it's like, and they get bought left and right, but nowadays, like acquisition play with 3D printers is tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it became really hard. I mean, our biggest thing was trying to compete with cheap 3D printers from China. Like when the Ender 3 came out, that was game changing because they were subsidized by the government. They could sell it for super cheap.
Yeah.
And their goal was to like flood the market with it. And it was a decent 3D printer. You had to tweak with it a little bit, and Creality didn't do any support, but because it came with solid parts, even though it wasn't built well, you had to tweak with it, and the community sprung up around it that then if you wanted to get in 3D printer, now it's all of a sudden super inexpensive with a printer that actually works. Because before that, you had to get, like an ANET A8 or something that would be falling apart and would be missing pieces and all kinds of stuff. If you wanted to get a sub $200 3D printer, like you would get a really terrible printer. But then the Ender came out and they kind of changed the whole game because they can produce like 40,000 a month, and and you can't compete with those numbers. And that became our thing. Is our niche was service and support, but our main markets were people that were new that needed training and support to get started, and then people that had been burned by other companies. But if you were doing 3D research and you were a teacher that was like working on like maker technology and stuff, you heard about the Ender and teachers would buy Enders for their classroom if they were doing research for them and stuff. So that put a bunch of companies out of business. Like Printerbot went out of business.
Yeah.
Like we went out of business. What was it? What was that little one? Mod T went out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those guys.
Polar 3D went out of business. Like Lulzbot went out of business, but then they got bought. Somebody bought their rights in like North Dakota or whatever. So then they
were expensive though. I've got Lulzbots upstairs that we use. But even now they're still like $4,000, $3,000, something like that. It's ridiculous.
Well, like another company just bought the IP for it and then to try to keep selling it. And then because that main company went bankrupt and they laid off all the employees. And then like it's been really hard. Even MakerBot is even decided to go like full only into education with their like sketch and stuff of like, then their printer is about the same price as ours, but it doesn't print as it doesn't print as large and doesn't have the same features, but it's about that same price at like $1,300 price range. But it was like all of that was just flooded because of the 3D printer market. It's so hard to start like a smaller company because, as you said, the acquisition to be able to make stuff in the volumes to make the margins work, you have to find a company that can produce like massive amounts. But if you don't have the startup capital to get that started, and you have to borrow them and get them produced in smaller batches in the hundreds instead of the thousands, which is how most companies are when they get started, they need stuff in the hundreds. It's like it's impossible
that's where I was getting
manufacturers.
frustrated. People, so this is where like I'm honestly trying to shift away from some of the prototyping, because what's killing me here is so our good clients are not from San Antonio. San Antonio just does not have a startup scene. And part of the sad thing is like I left Austin because Austin, like there's things where Austin was great for if you're doing SaaS and stuff like that, and that's what I used to do. But for hardware, San Antonio just was prime for, because we set for manufacturing. We have plenty of space to get cheap. I mean, you can get we have the workforce for it, but the hard thing is like people here, like they're like, I'll send y'all a quote. One of the clients, I had to fire a couple clients, which I was telling them absolutely no. We had one that we're doing this like cubicle clip thing, and he's like, "Well, I need to make. Can you make me just some for $10 a piece?" He's like, "No, it's gonna take a lot of work." He's like, "Well, I've got China stuff like that." So he went to China looking around stuff like that. For this little clip, and he was like pissed at me because I was like, "No, it's something like $50 a pop from hand making them each right now." I was like, "Yes, it's more expensive than you get manufactured, but you're not have to order 1,000 at a time or whatever." And so he went to the factories were like, "Okay, if you want a volume of 5,000, the minimum MOQ was 5,000. It was $70 a piece." He's like, "Well, if you wanted it for 10, and that was with the 50% down, and if you wanted them for, if you wanted to get them the $10 a piece, like you had to order 250,000 with a 40% down." Yeah. And plus 3-month lead time to design and what's crazy is 3 months lead time to get the dies made, because those will be stamped. And I had already designed the style, and he's like, he had paid me 5,000. Was all pissed. He's like, "It took you like a month to design the thing." I'm like, "I had some other jobs," and they're like, with the factories, they told, and all things were. He was like, "I'm sorry, I gave you such a hard time." He's like, 3 months, and that was with me giving him all the CAM and everything.
Yeah. So
they didn't have to do any design work. It was just 3 months for them to get the backlog to mill the dies.
And like people don't realize how expensive it is to manufacture, and I get it. It's small too, because in China that stuff's really expensive because they have to shut down their main lines where they're making tens of thousands of something to make your couple hundred of something. So that they like have to make it profitable to switch their production lines, no matter what company it is, making stuff. So yeah, that's, at least he came back and apologized afterwards.
Yeah, and I was like, "Can you figure out some way to make them?" Like, "No, I'm not touching those damn things again." I was like, they're not worth it. Like, unless you're paying me like $5,000 to take my guys off and to reset up the dies and all stuff like that, it's just not worth it. Like, and so smaller manufacturing is just hard because people want truth. Like, yeah, but if I go to, if they're like, they want like a lighter made, they're like, "But I can buy this for $5 at the store." I'm like, "Yeah," after they spent $50,000 doing the design work. And so I found some good articles that are we have on our site now that talk about this. They're from different, not from us, but from other companies. So it's not biased, but they're like, okay, so like this SCMTV thing you see for $20, it costs like $100,000 to get that design. And that's it without electronics. If it has electronics, even more. And then the production. So it's a volume game. And like, they talk about, and so it's like, but they want me to just like, well, it only costs $5 to make one of these. So can you just make one for like, I know it's gonna take you a little bit of time to make the first one, but for like $20, I'm like, no, it'll take me all the CAD or everything else to design something. And so they see it. So like, if you see something, go to Dollar Tree and buy and for early prototypes.
Well, what we were looking for too is like, should we just buy the heavy machinery equipment? Like, could we get a grant, like an SBA manufacturing grant, to literally just buy the equipment that we would need to like metal cast and plasma cut the parts that we needed? And like, because that's the most cost effective way, is just literally just making it ourselves. And that's why so many companies just end up making it themselves, because
it's hard. So for small run, yes, but it's hard for It's hard for other stuff. Like I've got these big mills. The problem is like these mills. So these actually the screws that you see in your 3D printers, your Z screws. These are actually the lathes that make them. And these are fully automated lathes. Those blue ones. And they have
the ones that I wanted.
Yeah. So I actually sold them finally.
Did you?
Yeah. It's crazy because I forgot about it. Because I was giving one to Chris, or I was trying to give one to Chris if you want to put it. But they're you're talking. We have a 4-foot thick industrial slab, and it cracked our slab out here. Because you're talking.
Where would we put that?
I know, I mean they're fully automated. They make the screws and they feed them out. But man, this thing you have to put 150 gallons of cutting oil in it. I've got the big trays. You have the output feeders. And then the machinist to run it. I honestly don't. So, but what's cool is inside they're basically just like a giant little. It's like the shield on the Maslow, which is so cool because if you look at it, damn it, I wish let me see if I can make room.
And that was so funny because my cousin has the same stuff that here. Remember how I was telling you, Drew, that I'm doing the drill bits?
Yeah, he was gonna make some stuff for you.
Yeah, I already had them. I already have some that I already made them, but I just haven't had time, man. I've been doing a lot of stuff and working. You know what I mean? I'm trying to.
The thing too is with these, if you screw up, I mean, these things take 250 amps of 3-phase.
Oh yeah.
So you have to, you're not gonna run them off your house, anyways, or even a 3-phase converter, generator. But let's see if I can make room. I got shit out over here. And plus, it's about $3,000 each to have them rigged. So, and that was just across town. So shipping them across, but the inside, what's really cool is so at the end of the day, they're basically just a giant, oh man, I can't see it very well here. So you got 3 stepper drivers, stepper drivers. You got a control board. You got your, it's literally the inside of them is so simple. There's a little bit of control system down here, but it's crazy. They're just basically a giant. So if you learn like your 3D printers, it's the same thing. It's just these are just 3 huge stepper drivers with a stepper controller, and you're just sending G code to it. It's
before we go here, can you look at the top of your 3D printers to see if they have bearings for me?
Yep, that's actually why I went downstairs in the first place. Let me go.
Yeah, we got talking about other stuff.
But no, I think that's for STEM. I think you're in the right spot for STEM, and I'll see that stuff. So that's why I wanted to make sure y'all load it with STEM stuff, and also maybe some. I was gonna promote it for like businesses too, because we're gonna be a Southwest Research Institute, that's big $1 billion. The ones that design like all the space shuttles and shit like that. Let's see here. No bearings.
Yeah, not on our. Yeah.
They're not on the.
What about that big one?
That
big like
nope.
Or whatever. No,
that's a big. It's a CR10 A or whatever. It's a 24 by 24 CR10.
How's that one doing for you?
Oh my God! You think leveling printers is a pain in the ass? Try leveling a 24 by 24.
It's so big, yeah.
Even with my, and then right now I fucked up the firmware. I've got a JTAG into it and redo the firmware because I accidentally it actually got powered down.
Is it? No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no! During a firmware update for the BL Touch. But I was updating the main firmware, and so now it's bricked. So I've got a JTAG in and flash the firmware. I just haven't had a chance to deal with it. I don't print with that.
Does it have dual leads?
It does. It's dual leads. So it is dual leads, and it has duals. It also has dual XY.
Oh, okay, crazy.
Well, dual rails. It's one belt, but it's got dual rails for it.
Is it split from the same driver, or do they use different Z drivers? Do you know?
It's one Z driver.
Okay, so that's just like ours then. So yeah.
I think. Let's see here. I'll have to open it up. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I do have it open because, and I'll tell you right now. So I was about to JTAG it to it.
Is it dual Z?
Yeah, it's dual Z. Dual Z drivers.
Okay. 'Cause I'm thinking that could be a part of it too. Both because they're split, and maybe I need to increase the. I've messed around with it some, but maybe I need to increase it even more to give the driver like a higher VREF.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm about to try it on because I've been doing it on 2 different ones, but I'm about to go this afternoon and all the ones that I'm testing. I'm gonna do like 6 different tests at once on a bunch of them. Let's see if I can.
If you want to send me a print file, send me one too, and I'll print one too.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you something big that that it does it on, so then we find out.
Yeah, because I've got more filament than I know what the hell to do with at this point. So.
Okay.
And some of it's shot. Some of it I've had for years. Some of that filament's 10 years old. It's been sitting. Definitely not dehumidified. I have got more shelves like that upstairs and storage and everything. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't. Yeah, but it's only. What's weird though? It's only doing a few.
Yeah.
You'd think if it was something with the because y'all's hardware, have y'all changed anything from the first version? I mean, not from the second version.
Drivers. Not from the drivers and stuff of the only thing that's changed has been the Pi software. That's been the only thing. So.
And y'all are using that 3B plus, right?
What?
For the Pi?
The 3B plus, yes. Yeah, it's a 3B plus. And then so we have. I don't know if
you think the Pi's overheating at all?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe I need to. I'm going to try to stream one without the Pi to see the same file and see if it does it.
Yeah.
Without it.
No, it's not going to overheat.
I don't think it would.
No, because you're so far from the heat and everything else.
It's just such a weird like bump out. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be something. It's got to be something with that. I think I wonder if you are right. I wonder if it's your timing on that dual driver. I wonder if there's a little. I bet there's a little bit of latency.
A little bit off.
Are your wires different lengths? Because one thing you may try, since you have dual Z's, if your wires are even like, because if you're running DC, so you may be getting, if one's 6 inch on one side, one's 3 inch on the other side, you may be getting just a little bit of a millisecond latency that's causing it to desync as it goes farther. It's it's getting a little bit wobbler. Make sure you have the exact same. Yep.
Yeah.
But is it on big? That would be why it's on big prints too. So I would try that one where it's doing it on yours. Put the exact same Z-length cables on both Z motors to make sure there's no latency in there that's causing as it gets farther and farther up, that latency is getting higher and higher and higher. Or it's what I mean. Or not, the latency is getting higher, but they're getting a little bit more out of sync as they get higher and higher up.
Like this MKS board can support dual Z. So like if we figure out that's the thing, then we can just add another stepper driver and take this splitter off and put it on the other Z.
I need to look at your,
because it can support dual Z. You probably can't see it right now, but like that's something that we could do too. If we find out that that's the issue, that it shouldn't be a split. So.
Yeah, y'all got 4 drivers on there.
The M2 can support 2 Z-axes?
Yeah, so you can have 2 so there's 4 on there now, so the extruder and the X, Y, and Z. But Z's split to those 2 motors. So if we took one of the Z motors and put it on another driver, we could have another Z driver, and maybe that would solve it. We would just have to make sure that they're linked together and they were always like synced.
I have a feeling since it's just a little bit of a thing, I guess. Look at since you're you're splitting that Z. Look at the length of those 2 Z cables, because I have a feeling if one's shorter than the other, and that would make sense too. Why you're getting longer is it's just they're getting a little bit more and more out of sync every time. So the latency is going to be the same, the delay in latency, but the problem is as the print gets bigger, that first one was off by like a 100th of a millimeter, then the second one says 200th of a millimeter. And by the time you get to that 50th layer, you're off by a 10th of a millimeter.
They're the same. The distance is the same between each one of these ridges, though.
Even higher or even lower?
Yeah, even lower.
I would check the cable length and see, because I doubt it's gonna be. It'd have to be. Yeah, and see, I don't know, but I mean, it shouldn't. But
I know.
what's interesting though is on that dual one, they are the exact same length cables.
I mean, probably, but I don't
So
know.
one side that goes to the other, they label them. They're both they're same length to make sure. So even the side that's closer is you have extra cable just because they made sure they're exact same on the Z length. But
Well, could you do me a favor, Drew, and Mike, you too, if you're not printing anything, and just print something big and round that takes like a day to print.
Okay.
Like a 24-hour print that has like rounded parts on it, and see.
yeah, I'll do that right now.
Just print something giant, like whatever it is. Just print something that takes
You want
like.
me to print it from the Pi to see if I can replicate the issue?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So are you rendering on the Pi? Are you actually uploading your STL to the Pi, then rendering on the Pi, or are you just going in through the web and then uploading it?
I've tried it both ways and I haven't seen a difference. So I've sliced on the Pi and I've sliced in Cura and put it on there. So I don't think it's that. So you can just slice in Cura and see, and just see if it replicates it.
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll let you know, and I'll email you all the stuff on the LSA thing. So if you want to do that, but I just figured if you have extra thumb drives, throw them in there, and I want to give you extra.
Email me that stuff and then let me know. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, if you guys could do that for me and let me know if it has ridges, that'd be awesome. Because then I can see if it's doing it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I have some digital microscopes too. You know where you would love, Hank? That's where because you can actually see the particles of dirt in your fingertips with that thing. So you'd be able to tell like the edges on those prints with that thing.
Yeah, what it would look like. Cool.
I'll get that out to y'all today. I keep meaning to mail it. I'll mail that out to you today. Hey, text me your home address, Drew.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send
I'm
it.
out to you guys.
All right. We'll see you guys later. And Mike, I'll get you that part in the mail too when I get it.
I'll print something and I'll let you know.
All right. See you guys.
All
Have a
right,
good
man.
one.
See you. Bye. All right, Drew. Send me that stuff, Drew.
Yeah, I will. I'll send that to you here in just a few.
All right, thanks.